I'm playing Professor today. I just wanted to hear quick. I thought I was on already, but anyways, I'm playing a professor hypothetical role here where I want people to go and conduct a full, thorough study for your own self and do a self type of evaluation of things, the economy, capitalism, other societies, and what they believe in. If if you're not for a capitalist society, you're for something other than making men free and having freedoms of your own and your own way of thinking and doing for yourselves in our own society. So, what I want people to do is to do their own research and a report for your own self so that you'll have it and you'll know it. To be a fact is I want people to go and weigh this in. You come into a capitalist society with a socialist idea, and socialism is basically communism. So we have, on one hand, a socialist mess fiasco that takes place under capitalist society. If it was a socialist society, right, then I guess it would be peachy koo and super great for our communist sympathizers and people wanting to be dominant over other people. And it's not a good thing. And it's not something that you'll like. It's very creepy, as a matter of fact, and it it also costs people's lives. So people commit suicide, and there's this other tragic things that happen whenever people are trying to screw with capitalism in particular. And what I'm talking about is the just of them uh, redistributing money as a socialist Democrat Party idea is what they want to get us under into is to frivolously take all this tax money and continue wasting it right in your face so that you think, whenever these people speak, we gotta wait and see the result of this of what socialism has to offer us by redistributing all this money and changing capitalism from a free society where people get to make a bunch of different choices to basically being stuck in one role under a socialist society, under something the Democrat Party pushes. It's not Obama's agenda, it's his Democrat Party's agenda. They probably make him look a little bit like he knows what he's talking about because he probably put a gun to his head behind his head and said, "You feel that cold iron? Yeah, if you don't go out here, Obama, and preach all of this nonsense to put down a capitalist society, we're going to blow your head off, Obama." And that's what his Democrat Party has instructed and told him. Basically, you can go out here and fight fiercely for to take and strip everybody's rights and freedoms away, and what I'm trying to get to here is my point is when they suck money out of a capitalist society, they don't have money generating, circulating around. They're making a bad capitalist society. And we could be at up to 2016 now. We could have the best example of a market and economy and the structure of somebody's country, how it's run under capitalism, if it was not run with fraudulency, people who intend to do harm to it, who hate capitalism for whatever reason, they feel it's justified to basically equal themselves to a dictator or in a dictatorship, and that's the kind of mind frame that they want other people to follow and think is, is what we got to get to. It's just so important that we have to get to a dictatorship. So what I'm saying in this is capitalism, when everybody makes good money, all of us make good money, and we don't cut ourselves short, and we get up as Americans every single day, and we strive to do what we can to better ourselves, to better our homes, to better our property, get a better car, um, get the best wife that you can get. Women in life can get the best husband rights there are to be offered in a capitalist society, and you three, you don't be pushed around like Sharia law, something like negative and ridiculous as that. But you are equal, And then these women rights things. I watched Fargo, the second season, and I heard that lady say that to Peggy, that Peggy lady. She was saying, "Oh, this equal thing or this or that." No, well, quit patterning to something medieval and evil and sinister for women to get freaking knocked over with some rhetoric that is not even true. We all want to be considered equal. Don't ever think that you're better than somebody else or I'm better than somebody else. We all have the same capacities and capabilities to basically at least keep each other in mind as being each other equals. And especially in a given relationship, in a man and a woman, or whatever the situation is, um, that you look at each other with respect and dignity and to be each other's equal. So don't make it out to be something that it's not. Use your common sense and your brain here. So what I want people to do is I want you to do a specific report and story, right, on your own. You can save this and use it for if you go to college, you can maybe use it in a writing class, maybe, and you can write about this. And what I want people to do is mm, take the weigh in socialism in our capitalist society of people being indentured to the government by having the government give them everything that they want and them not be thinking in the mind frame of real Americans here who think, oh, every single day that they get up, how am I going to benefit my country and how am I going to, uh, you know, better my own self and my own position every day. So I want you to weigh in people making money. If all of us were to make good money and have money in our banks and be comfortable at the jobs that we have and do the things that we do, a lot of the bad jobs that are here, people would still do the crummy jobs. The reason why is because they don't mind it and they're good at it. So we're also trying to get a pattern of people with jobs that they are good at and that they like, with the various um, you know things that weigh in that you have the options, the different options to go into whatever fields are out there. So weigh in this report what um, if everybody was functioning positively and had a good job and was supporting capitalism and were actually aware of that it is corrupt people and corrupt things going on that makes that's the spoiler for capitalism. So I want people to weigh in and know the difference between um, being overtaxed in socialism, being maybe owned by the government, because at that point you have to get your housing, your food, and everything, medical and everything from the government. So when you go see these government people, they're like telling you what to do. They're in charge of you. You're not in charge of them anymore. Are you paying taxes? So when we pay a minimum amount of tax and we're not paying for outlandish things because it's a fraud, big Democrat Party fraud, weigh in is last thing I'm going to say here before I go is I want people to understand and see if there's a way that you can come up with a conclusion if what I'm saying is right and true, that um, under capitalist society, if you had all of the corruption and greedy people out of it and not working their mafia type of antics in our society and in our government with from a position of power, even up to the president, over and over again. That's what the Democrat Party gives us. See if you can figure out if what I'm saying is true, that our society would flourish and would be the most prosperous society and thing anybody's ever saw on God's green earth if everybody was working and did well and had money in their banks under a capitalist society. And we work towards not having any more poor people because we forced them all to basically get out and feel good about working and making money and not being owned by the government. So those government, you know, subsidies and whatever else things are there for people that truly need help or have some kind of problem or disability or something. It's for that. It's not to be manipulated into. I think it's cruel to take funds away from people who have some kind of illness, and then you're going to give it to a bunch of foreigners because that's the only right thing to do. Is what these Democrats are getting to, destroying our economy and giving every benefit that we should have as Americans to somebody else, and they're not even covered under the Constitution. But these politicians now want to make us not covered by the Constitution under our amendments and our laws, our, our own laws that protect us as citizens. They want to protect other people that come here, or whatever they're trying to fix or do. It's wrong and it's harmful to our society. So look in there and do some research on your own, please, and see if you could figure out what I'm talking about is capitalism, right? Because I could just be talking and blowing a bunch of smoke up your butt and be not even telling the truth. But I want people to get the gist of what I'm saying and to understand that it's the truth. So you go see if you can discover how America would do, and I'm sure that there is a model or some kind of way you can investigate through history where what I'm saying, where capitalism was flourishing, you see how many poor people were actually out there in the world. If they couldn't survive at certain points when capitalism was flourishing, um, you know, and didn't at least have enough to keep their families, um, you know, from starving or whatever else. Um, when capitalism is flourishing, when you do this, weigh in the two. I'll kiss your butt. I'll kiss anybody's ass if you can find where capitalism was flourishing and socialism would have been the better idea. Give them free everything. Give us all free whatever. Don't. Back in the day, college was affordable. Did you know that everything was affordable before we got to a point where the inflation was so high that it was out of people's hands where they could not just go get a common regular job and then go to school at night or whatever they had to do to basically grow, make their character aspire through maturity or however people do it. Maybe they're young and they're a manager or whatever, and they aspired at a young age to be a leader, to be in charge. That's great. I'm not talking about putting people like that down or in their place. I want them to thrive because if they're good at being in charge, they need to be in charge. And socialism sucks. It's not good for capitalism. It harms us all in a capitalist society. So I want you to put money into a factor into this, and you see yourself. You think about that too. Also, think about it for a second. Wait a second. If each of us had money in the bank, the government wasn't targeting our money in the bank and didn't have all these different ways where we had to all live poor or paycheck to paycheck, or we couldn't live wherever we wanted to. People in this country, we're all Americans. We should be allowed, able. be made able to live anywhere we want, go into any job we want, and basically live our lives the way we want. As long as we don't hurt, harm anybody and we live free, that's what America's all about. Not doing for somebody else that comes here and wants to trash the place. I give consideration to people, no matter who they are, um, Arab, whatever. It doesn't matter what religion you are either. Exactly, if you have the intention to come here to America because it's going to help you, and you have an ambition and an idea to do good, to do good things, not bad, morbid things or hurt other people. So, I give credence to people who come here to have a better life, not just trash the place. If somebody comes here and wants a better life, I can understand people being greedy and stuff. Foreigners breaking into the country, doing that, abusing it, our society, taking advantage of all the things, and then not doing good with it. So I am a realistic person. I believe in people taking advantage of things, but just not in the wrong way.